Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. Happy Friday to all of you. I hope you are having a great weekend or off to starting a great weekend. Students, in this class, we are looking at IELTS speaking part 3. Relationships and solitude. Solitude meaning spending time alone. This speaking part 3 continues with the topic of yesterday's speaking part 2. And that speaking part 2 was about improving a relationship. This is a subscribers chat class. So subscribe now to join the chat. Of course, everybody is welcome to watch. We want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Hello, Gagandeep, Kanur Priya. Nice to see many students in the class. Hi, Eugen. Thank you for those emojis. Carolina, welcome our chat moderator. Good to see so many of you in this class already. Students, for lots more help with your IELTS, visit us at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. On both of those websites, we've got lots of videos, slides, original exams for you to improve on your English communication and IELTS scores. Those websites, they look like this. This is our academic IELTS website here. To join our premium course, click this big red button. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. And as you can see, we are an official IELTS test registration center, certified agents. So you're in great hands with us. General IELTS, it's the green background. Click this big red button to join us there. Again, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access. And we will be using this website today, aehelp.com, for our speaking. So you will be able to talk to me. I will give you band score estimates for your speaking, and I will give you some feedback as well. Welcome, Yubeth. Hi, Rashika. Welcome, Tatiana. Welcome to our members. Good to see so many of you in the class. Again, students, for our apps, Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help in your app stores. And for Instagram, down low here, it's IELTS_AE Help and GIELTS Help. Join us now and begin learning for success. Get the best IELTS course online. If you have questions, Adrian at aehelp.com. Send your email there. And again, our schedule for today, tomorrow, speaking part 3, tomorrow, task 1, general and speaking part 3. Hi, Faten in general IELTS. I see you there as well. Students, all right, let's get to speaking part 3 questions. So we are talking about relationships. Just repeat these questions after me. These are the questions we will be looking at today. Again, we will be practicing to maximize our speaking and speaking abilities. Repeat after me. What is important to maintain a healthy relationship with others? Has this changed from previous generations? If yes, how? Why do people desire to have strong relationships with certain people in their lives? Is this true for everyone? How have making relationships changed over the past half century? Is this for the better or worse? Again, everybody watching, make sure you're repeating the questions. One really important exercise that so many students avoid or ignore or don't know when they're practicing their speaking is asking questions. A lot of students just focus on answers. Answer, 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 answer. And that's great, but that's half of the coin. It's very important to practice the other half of the coin so it makes much more sense in your mind, okay? So practice questions as well as answers. Here we go. Let's keep repeating a little bit. This is just some simple repetition exercise. Then we will get into speaking exercises as well. So let's talk about solitude. Again, repeat after me. Let's talk about solitude. Some people believe that every person should spend some time alone to reflect on their character. Do you agree with this? Why or why not? Where are good places for people to be alone with their thoughts? Can you elaborate? Isolation has been used as a form of punishment for many centuries. Is this acceptable? All right, and again, students, remember that every time you answer these questions, you have to give an answer, an explanation, and an example. So think about those elements and focus on including these points in your responses when you are answering questions. Okay, and we'll get to answering some questions. We'll start a little bit slow and gentle by giving written answers to the questions. So let's hop over to our syllabus here. Again, we'll have more speaking part 3 tomorrow as well. So this is speaking part 3, talking about relationships. And just a reminder, yesterday we had IELTS speaking part 2 from yesterday, okay, and that was about building or strengthening our relationship with my sister, or I should say my relationship with my sister, by playing tennis together. The reason I'm reminding you about this is because you should connect, okay? You should focus to connect part 3 to part 2 when possible. Okay? All right? So you should connect those points. All right? Okay, so keep that in mind, especially for those of you students who were in the class yesterday. Solitude, Cake Boy plays, means to be alone, to be by yourself. Solitary, solitude, to be by yourself. Okay, so part 3, they're more challenging questions. They're on a specific topic. This one is about relationships. So let's talk about relationships. Give me an answer to this first question. So what is important to maintain a healthy relationship with others? Okay, right away, visualize, think about it. You can even buy yourself a little bit of time by using the phrase like, that's an important question to think about. I feel that in order to maintain, use the question in your answer, especially for the first one, just to build some fluency and accuracy, to maintain a healthy relationship with friends, family, and colleagues. A person must be a good listener and must be empathetic. Okay. And if you don't know the word empathetic, describe it, right? And must understand the other person, or must try to understand the other person. Being empathetic means understanding the other person's situation, okay? All right. Okay, so Adil says, in my point of view, the most important thing is understanding other people. Very good, Adil. So basically, you're saying empathetic. Ravi says a mutual understanding is a must. Yeah, and mutual understanding or understanding other people is being empathetic. So remember this word, empathetic, okay? All right. So, I mean, it is important to hear others' problems and express sadness or worry. The other day, I gave my friend a big hug and words of encouragement after he told me he had lost his job. Okay, so answer, explanation, and example. Okay, all right. So repeat after me, everyone. So again, question and answer. Repeat after me. What is important to maintain a healthy relationship with others? That's an important question to think about. I feel that in order to maintain a healthy relationship with friends, family, and colleagues, a person must be a good listener and must be empathetic. I mean, it is important to hear others' problems and express sadness or worry. The other day, I gave my friend a big hug and words of encouragement after he told me he had lost his job. Okay, so notice that here I'm buying some time. Okay, with this part here, I'm buying time. Okay, with this part here, I'm answering the question. Okay. With this part here, I'm giving an explanation for my answer. And then with this part here, I am giving an example to my answer. Okay, so the purple part here, I buy a bit of time to think about it. Okay, let me do this a little bit different ordered. Okay, and then with this part here, I give an answer. Okay. And then with this part here, I give an explanation. Okay. And then with this last part here, I give an example. And I recommend using this same order for answers until you become really comfortable with your answers. Okay. Okay, and notice how here I'm using a complex sentence. So I feel that in order to maintain a healthy relationship with friends, I'm using the question here. Okay, maintain a healthy relationship with others. Okay, so I'm using the question. And I'm also using a complex sentence, right? And then here, I mean, it is important to hear others' problems and expressions, sadness and worry. I'm explaining, okay, what I'm saying, to be empathetic, okay, to show those emotions. All right. And then here I'm even using an indirect speech, okay, after he told me he had lost his job. So there's even some indirect speech there, okay? All right. So it has a lot of those elements that you need for those high band scores, those band 9s, okay? All right, so this is what we're doing. All right, Ahmed says, last week I met my friend and he was so depressed because he had been insulted. So I stayed with him and I listened to him. Very good, Ahmed. Stand for him is a bit unclear, so careful with that. All right. Me says, the vital point to maintain a healthy relationship with family and friends is to understand people. What I mean is to listen and talk to them, give them valuable advice, and be by their side when they have problems. That's very nice, me. Yeah. Like my sister, when she moved out, her neighbors sang karaoke all the time. I advised her to tell the landlord to make them stop. Very nice. Okay, that's good. All right, Under Your Bun says, a crucial aspect in maintaining a good relationship is to have compassion and empathy because they help to build a deeper connection. Just the other day, we settled an argument by mutual understanding. Very good, Under Your Bun. Nice answers, students. Okay. All right. Simran says, we always respect others' feelings and emotions, and we must try to see situations from their point of view and not impose our own thoughts on them. Like a couple of days, I made the terrible mistake with my best friend. And then I'm guessing that continues, Simran. Okay, good. All right, some nice answers. Romaine says, I believe, just so everybody sees what I'm looking at here, let me switch my view. Okay. All right, there, you can see what I'm reading now. All right. Voila, like magic, right? That appeared, okay? So Romaine says, I believe that maintaining a healthy relationship is mainly based on putting ourselves in others' shoes. I mean, it can help to get a sense of their feelings and therefore understand their reactions. Okay. The other day at my office, I had to put up with a colleague who could not deliver his part of the assignment, and we were tasked as a team. Romaine, I think your explanation are great. I think your example is a little bit difficult to understand. Okay. All right, but overall good, students. Good job. Okay, so this is what we're going to be focusing on for the rest of the lesson. And now what I will ask you to do is to volunteer to speak with me, and I will show you how to do that. So volunteering works like this. First of all, register a free or a paid account at aehelp.com. Next, log into your My Student account. After that, click on Student Partner Speaking and then enable your microphone in your browser. So on your browser, when it says, do you want this website to use your microphone, your speaker, say yes, and then keep that window open. Message the handle master, that's going to be me, the blue envelope, I want to volunteer, and then we can practice, okay? So let me show you how this works. We hop over to our website here, aehelp.com. You register a paid account by clicking the big red button. Definitely, I recommend that. Or a free account by clicking the green Try Demo button. Once you do that, it's very easy, it's quick. You have your My Student account. Okay. You click on that, My Student account, and like magic, you are in your My Student account. In your My Student account, You have your student partner speaking. It might look a little different on mobile. Okay. And then you click on that student partner speaking. You accept that you are polite, you are of legal age to use this service, you accept the terms, and then you will be redirected to a new window, which is our chat interface. And right now we can see there's Samandra, Luna, me is patiently in here already, Anirban, Joe, I remember that nickname, Joe, Arun, okay, and lots more. We've got Sarah, Anish, and so forth, Adnan. And then you message me, so you click on the blue envelope and you say, I want to volunteer. And I have a feeling that, for example, we already have Adnan here who is wanting to volunteer. Let's see. So, hi, Adnan. Would you like to volunteer? Yes. Are you ready? Okay. And then, of course, you have to enable your microphone. If you never used this before with other students or with me, I recommend trying it with another person before you call me, just to make sure it works for you and you have a good internet connection. Okay, use a headset if you have one. All right. Okay, Adnan, I am going to call you and then we will do a question here together, okay? All right, here we go, Adnan.
Hi.
Hi, Adnan.
How are you?
I am a little bit tired today, but I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic and ready to start our conversation.
That's great. I will suction some of that energy from you. All right, Adnan. That's great. No, I'm happy for you. That's good. That's a good way to start the weekend. Okay, Adnan, I will ask you a question. Give me a nice full sentence answer. Focus on that answer, explanation, example, okay?
For sure. I will do my best.
Awesome. Okay, I'm liking the confidence. So here we go. Okay, let's jump back to this question that we just covered, and then I'm going to ask you the follow-up question as well, okay? Because in part 3, they will often ask you a follow-up question to the first question. So here we go. Let's talk about relationships. What is important to maintain a healthy relationship with others?
Okay, should I start?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Frankly speaking, there are many important things to maintain a great relationship. First of all, a great relationship we should be honest to each other, and whenever we need help, most important things for a healthy relationship. Furthermore, I believe that a healthy relationship we could make by
Has this changed from previous generations, and if yes, how?
I think it changed a lot. In the past, people used to keep in touch with each other a lot, but nowadays, by using technology, people are far away from us, and they more often than not, they competing with each other through social media.
Okay. All right. Not bad at all, Adnan. All right. That's some pretty good speaking. Okay. Let me give you a bit of reflection on that. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Unfortunately, I think I didn't did well, but
yeah, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. I like your confidence.
Okay.
Stay confident. Don't throw that confidence out. Stay confident.
I think I start by very confident, but I answer. I mean, yeah.
Start confident and then lose confidence, right? Well, that's my first step is stay confident. So that's absolutely my first step.
I will do my best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Start confident, stay confident. Don't lose confidence. That's the worst thing. Lose a gold watch before you lose confidence. With confidence, you can
Sure.
get your gold watch back. With a gold watch,
It's,
you might not get your confidence. Maybe
to,
you can.
to be
All right.
honest, it's my first time, and hope, yeah, next time I will do my best.
I think you did great. I think you did great. And I think people really appreciate you putting yourself out there. So I certainly do. So you said, frankly speaking. Frankly speaking, it's an okay leading expression. I think it's a bit out of place here. I mean, using honestly or frankly speaking is a bit strange on the IELTS exam or in a professional interview because we expect that you're speaking frankly and honestly, so it's strange to say it. So my advice that when you're, in a professional interview, whether it's a job interview or an IELTS interview, don't say honestly or frankly, because then the person's thinking like, well, are you usually not speaking frankly or honestly, right? So that's good for kind of daily conversation, or if you're kind of in a heated argument with someone, like frankly speaking, I don't like this pizza, but we don't really use it in this context, so you have to be careful with it. It's not terrible, but it's not common. Okay. The reason I'm telling you this, Adnan, is a lot of students do that. A lot of students say honestly speaking or frankly speaking, but these aren't actually good parts of communication usually. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Okay, right? Because if we're talking to each other, it's like, yeah, let's speak honestly, right? We don't have to say it, right? Okay. And then you said there are many important things. Try to really avoid these word things, okay? Because things has no meaning. We even have a video on our YouTube channel that says like, don't use the word things. What other word could you use here instead of things? There are many important something to maintain a healthy relationship. What things? So what do you think we could say instead of things?
There are many important way.
Yeah, exactly. Ways. Even ways is a much better
What
word.
way?
Yeah, so there are many important ways to maintain a healthy relationship. Great. Much better than things. I really don't like that word things because it's kind of useless. So ways means methods, right? So it's a much better word. Okay. And then you said, first of all, we should be honest. And you used the pronoun we a lot whenever we should help each other. So you're kind of talking about we as in you, me, and everybody else, right?
Sure.
What I recommend instead of using we is people. So use a more kind of subjective noun like people. So first of all, people should be honest with each other. And then you would say whenever they need help, they should help each other. Okay. And then you started to talk about by choosing a friend that can help us. And this is where you started to get into a little bit of trouble. Okay. I think at this point, you could have just switched to an example. Okay, so I think what happened is you started to over-explain and you got yourself into a difficult situation where you lost your path. Am I feeling that correct? Is that what happened?
Yeah, that it is correct. I just, yeah.
Yeah, that happens to all of us, and it doesn't matter if you're speaking English or if you're speaking Vietnamese or another language. When we explain too much, we eventually get lost in our explanation. So keeping it kind of short and sweet is what you want to do. Okay, so here maybe just throw in an example. So first of all, we should be honest to each other whenever people need help, and they should help each other. Okay, in this way, we can avoid big problems. I told my friend the other day that I broke his phone, and he appreciated my honesty. Okay, so just something like that. All right. Okay, and then that's your example. So just quickly visualize a situation where we're honest with each other, and then the next step, right? And then I said, has this changed from previous generations? If yes, how? You said, I think it changed a lot. So here you're missing a part of the grammar. Do you know what that is, Adnan? What part of the grammar you're missing?
I think it changed a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're missing a piece from the grammar. Let's see if anybody in the chat gets what you're missing here. Yeah, I think Simran, if you look in the chat, Simran is kind of giving you the word of what's missing from that
it has
response.
changed a lot.
That's right. So what is that? What's the difference?
It is, I mean, it started in the past, but we don't know it's still continuing or not.
Yeah, it's
Perfect tense.
present perfect, right?
Perfect, yes.
So the question is present perfect has. So you want to definitely make your answer present perfect. I think it has changed a lot. Good, you recognized it. So in the future, when you hear a present perfect question, answer with the present perfect. Okay. So I think it has changed a lot. In the past, people used to keep in touch with each other a lot face to face. But nowadays, people are distanced from each other. And you said from us, which is again a little bit strange, are distanced from each other. And they communicate mainly through social media. Really try to avoid the us and the we and the our. Okay, so I want you to focus on that when you're practicing your speaking. Is just for the next few weeks. Really focus on avoiding we and us, and try to use people, individuals, parents, colleagues, children. So use those other people nouns. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, just to really get your brain working well with those nouns and the pronouns they, them, their. Okay, all right. I haven't met my friend in 2 weeks, but we have been chatting using WhatsApp. And it's a bit tougher to maintain our relationship. So this is a follow-up question to the previous question about maintaining relationships. So you want to make that connection, okay? All right, I'm going to practice this with you, Adnan. I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to repeat the correct answers for each of these two questions, and I want you to repeat after me. If you need to read a little bit, that's okay. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Should I say frankly speaking, or should I mean, avoid saying that?
Yeah, let's avoid it. Let's take that out, okay? Yeah, good question. Yeah, let's avoid that. All right. So here we go. What is important to maintain a healthy relationship with others? There are many important ways to maintain a healthy relationship. First of all, people should be honest to each other. Whenever they need help, they should help each other. In this way, they can avoid big problems. I told my friend the other day I broke his phone, and he really appreciated my honesty. Okay, so here's the question. What is important to maintain a healthy relationship with others?
There are many important ways things to maintain a healthy relationship. First of all,
So just a second, let's do this again. So don't read those highlighted words, okay? So just ignore those words, okay? So one more time. What is important to maintain a healthy relationship with others?
There are many important ways to maintain a healthy relationship. First of all, people should be honest to each other. Whenever they need help, they should help each other. In this way, then can avoid big problems. I told my friend the other day that I broke his phone, and he appreciated my honesty.
Has this changed from previous generations? If yes, how? I think it has changed a lot. In the past, people used to keep in touch with each other face to face, but nowadays people are distanced from each other, and they communicate through social media. I haven't met my friend in 2 weeks, but we have been chatting using WhatsApp, and it's a bit tougher to maintain our relationship. Has this changed from previous generations? And if yes, how?
I think it has changed a lot. In the past, people used to keep in touch with each other face to face. But nowadays, people are distinct from each other. They communicate through social media. I haven't met my friend in 2 weeks, but we have been chatting using WhatsApp, and it's a bit tougher to maintain our relationship.
Okay, much better. Do you feel those differences? So the change with the present perfect, the change with the pronouns, avoiding those ambiguous words like things. It just really brings up the quality and, of course, your band score to a much better band score. Okay?
Definitely, I mean, I see all of the difference, and hopefully next time I will do my best.
I think you did great this time, and I bet next time you will do even better. So stay confident. I like the way you started. So stay with that confidence. Okay, Adnan?
Sure, I really appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you for being our first volunteer. Have a lovely weekend ahead.
Thank you so much. Bye
Okay.
for now. Take
Bye
care.
bye. All right, that was Adnan. Everyone, give Adnan a thumbs up. I already see Carolina giving 5 thumbs up, and some claps by Mr. Saeed Ansari. Very nice, everyone. Yeah, support each other. That's very important. Okay, let's take another volunteer for the next question here. I'm kind of going from the bottom this time. So let's see. Tatiana is here in the bottom. Tatiana volunteers regularly. I will definitely put a question towards you, Tatiana. Let's see. Are you ready? Nice and quick. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let me jump to the syllabus here in a moment. Wondering if Tatiana is there. It's fair enough. I'm going from the bottom up a little bit, but I will hop around a bit today as well. So if you're not at the bottom of my list, don't worry. I'll jump around a little bit. Okay, I'm not getting a response from Tatiana, so I'm going to reach out to our next person, who is Anish. Anish says, I have an exam this Saturday, tomorrow. Oh, Anish, let's see if we can't help you. Okay, are you ready? Okay, Anish. So hopefully we can get a hold of you. And I see Mark Kung Chi from Thailand there, and our general IELTS as well. Make sure you volunteer. Arvinder Kumar, go to aehelp.com to volunteer. Okay, Anish is ready. Anish, here we go. Hello, Anish. I hear that you picked up, but I do not hear your voice. Have you made sure to enable your microphone and your speakers? Do you have a good internet connection? Those are essential for us to be able to connect, Anish. Anish, I don't hear your voice, so here's my recommendation. If we can't get a hold of each other today, don't worry. I'm sure you'll do great in your exam tomorrow. Try to practice with some other people in this interface. So check your device, check your internet connection, your speaker, and your microphone, and then connect with other students. There's lots of students in here who really want to practice with others. So check back later, okay? And good luck on your exam. All right, let's see who else we can find. Duen, okay, is the next up on the list here. Let's see if Duen is available. Okay, are you ready, Duen? Okay. Hopefully we'll get someone on the line here pretty quick. Usually it's fairly smooth to get someone speaking. All right, Duen. Seems ready.
Hello, Master.
Hi, Duen. How are you?
Yes, I'm well. I'm ready to answer the phone from you. Yes.
Okay, Duen. Let's do this then. So I remember you volunteered before, and it's great that you're coming back to do this again. So good for you. Okay, let me jump right into the next question then. So, of course, we're still talking about relationships. Here we go. Why do people desire to have strong relationships with certain people in their lives?
Yeah, in my opinion, people enjoy a close relationship with their friends, relatives, or parents. in their life will help them realize a better good life and change their lifestyle. Simply that they will receive compliments or criticism from friends, colleagues, and parents, or even custom, because they think they are friendly and comfortable, so the people feel relief and happy. For example, one Saturday people can
Dian, are you still there?
yes, I think my Wi-Fi have problem.
Okay, so your Wi-Fi is
Yeah,
cutting
yeah.
out a bit. That's okay. That's probably your Wi-Fi telling you to finish your answer a little bit faster. Your Wi-Fi is like an IELTS examiner. It's like, Dian, you should have already finished
Yes,
your
so
answer. I'm going to stop you there. That's a little bit of a joke, Dian, to make you smile. But no, your Wi-Fi is correct, okay? So you gave a good answer, but it was a little bit long. You need to be a little bit faster. Okay, and I think you started really great. So I think your band score is like a solid 6 to 6.5. I think to improve it to a 7.75, one main component that you have to work on is your pronunciation.
yeah,
I'm having a little bit of difficulty hearing some of the words that you're using clearly. Your vocabulary is great. I mean, you're using words like compliments and criticisms. People enjoy a close relationship with friends, family, parents. So you're using really great vocabulary. I think your vocabulary is easily in this answer like a band 8. Okay. Your coherence score goes down because of your pronunciation. So you don't need to speak like a native person, but it has to be clear. Okay, so practice your articulation. Okay, lots of articulation practice, lots of repetition practice to get your pronunciation clear and your intonation clear. Okay.
yes. Master, I want to yes. Actually, I have many vocabularies are useful, but I don't have an idea or ideal to answer and think about replies. Yes, and this is the first. And I haven't uh, learned or study IL from any from yes and I can study myself.
You can, yeah. I think for IELTS, you can study a lot of it yourself. So using,
Yes,
the internet to help you, like our software, our website, these live classes, absolutely. I think what you want to focus on in your daily life to help you improve for the IELTS and just general English is join a conversation club. So really just focus on doing a lot of speaking to build your fluency and to clear up your pronunciation so that it's absolutely understandable for your listener. Okay.
yes,
Let me
yes.
and
I do.
sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to finish by saying and focus on shortening your answers a little bit. Okay.
Yes,
Right, let me give you an example here. So yeah, in my opinion, people enjoy a close relationship with a friend, relative, or parent because they will have a good life when they receive, so I'm just shortening what you said, okay? When they receive compliments and criticisms which help them develop and grow as a person. And now, instead of saying for example, so let's not use for example, let's just give an example, okay? Think about a criticism that you received, okay? So what's a criticism that you received? Gian, are you still there or did Wi-Fi stop our conversation?
I can yes.
Okay, so Duyin, what is a criticism that a person gave you in life?
Oh, sorry, I forgot my idea.
Okay, keep it simple, right? Like I just
Yes.
criticized your pronunciation, right? So you could even use that. You could say, my teacher criticized my pronunciation. So I practiced hard and then he complimented me. Okay, this close interaction made me feel good about learning English. Okay, so remember the original question, why do people desire to have strong relationships, right? So we must not forget that original question. And then we want to focus on that while we're thinking about the answer, explanation, example. So let me read this question. Let me give the answer again, and then that will help you to kind of understand how to stay more concise. And then repeat after me, okay?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So, why do people desire to have strong relationships with certain people in their lives? Yeah, in my opinion, people enjoy a close relationship with a friend, relative, or parent because they will have a good life when they receive compliments and criticisms, which help them to develop and grow as a person. My teacher criticized me for my pronunciation, so I practiced hard, and then he complimented me. This close interaction made me feel good about learning English and myself. Why do people desire to have strong relationships with certain people in their lives?
Yeah, in my opinion, people enjoy close relationship with a friend, relative, or parent because they will have a good life when they will receive compliments and criticism which help them develop and grow as a person. My teacher criticized my pronunciation, so I practiced hard, and then he complimented me. This close interaction made me feel good about learning English and myself.
Good. All right, so that's what you want to focus on, and focus on that pronunciation. So lots of repetition. And when it feels kind of weird, okay, to pronounce, that's when you're doing a good job. So repeat after me. Interaction.
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 Shun.
Sure.
Interaction.
Interaction.
Good. Does that feel weird? Good. Criticism. Criticism.
Criticism. Criticism.
Much better. Compliment.
Compliment.
Compliment. Very good. So that's the kind of repetition work that you want to do, and record it on your phone. So use your phone when you're doing the repetition work. Okay.
Yes.
So and you can do it with a live teacher or tutor like me, but you can even do it with just a character out of a TV show. Okay. So choose a favorite character out of a TV show, follow their English. Okay, and then keep repeating what they say. Keep listening back on your phone the way you say it. Keep reflecting it, and you'll get the hang of it, okay?
Thank you for your compliments and for you. I think I can improve my skill, my speaking skill, especially pronunciation. Yes.
Absolutely, Duin. Your brain is a learning machine, and it's an incredible learning machine. So believe in it, use it, and yeah, you'll get there, okay? So thank you so much for volunteering. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. And I think we've lost you. Okay, oh, there you are. Bye, Dian. Okay. All right. So that was Duyin. Thank you, Duyin, for volunteering. You can hang up now, Duyin, because I don't see where to hang up. But I'm going to chat with somebody else here. So bye, Duyin. Okay. All right. Let me reach out to somebody else. So please message me again in the chat. I just had to quickly refresh the page here. All right. And I see there are lots of students still in here. So I refreshed my page. So I don't see any of your messages. So message master again if you would like to volunteer. It's a fresh start to volunteer. I can see Manish just messaged me. Okay, and Ozil just messaged me as well. Let's start with Manish here. All right. Manish says, I want to volunteer all the way from South Korea. Okay, Manish, are you ready at 1 a.m.? That's one way to challenge your brain, to speak in English at 1 a.m. Manish says, I am ready. All right.
Oh,
Hi, Manish.
oh, hi, sir. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
I can, yes, clearly. You're in South Korea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, South Korea, as far as I know, has the best internet connection in the world. So,
Yeah,
Well,
it's great here, like internet facility and all the things.
I've heard. It's quite. I'm quite jealous. Canada has pretty good internet, but not as good, I think, as South Korea.
Yeah,
has.
like I was struggling from last 2 weeks to try. I'm trying to connect with you, but today I am really lucky day for me that I connected with you finally.
Fantastic. All right. Well, let's do this. So let's get into a speaking part 3 question.
Yep.
Give me a nice full sentence answer. So we're still talking about relationships.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So how have making relationships changed over the past half century?
It varies, but if I have to say, then it has been changed in a various ways. Even 5 decades ago, making relationship was quite easy and reliable. However, these days it's hard to establish and sustain for a long period of time. Even as for my grandparents, their generation used to face several problems to approach any girls or boys. So it's had been quite changed these days.
Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I got it mostly. I didn't catch every word that you said, but I got it mostly, I think. It's an interesting answer. I think that you have very good English, so you have good vocabulary, you have good grammar structure, you have good fluency. But the answer was kind of confusing for me, especially at the end. You said, even in my grandparents' time, it was difficult to approach any boys or girls, so it has changed in many ways. That sounds like a juxtaposition. Juxtaposition means that you're conflicting with your own idea. So it's almost like it sounded like you're saying that it was the same during your grandparents' days, that it's difficult to make relationship with boys and girls, and it's the same today, but then you said it's changed in many ways. So I'm kind of confused. Has it changed or has it stayed the same? So do you see where my confusion comes from?
Yeah, it's like what I mentioned in the beginning of my sentence. In the last time, I fully disagree with my own. So
Yeah, it's like you're disagreeing with yourself, and that's very confusing. And unfortunately, that would hurt your band score in the IELTS, because coherence is the most important factor for your IELTS score. So how clear your response really is, okay? So you really have to focus on what you're saying. And I know there's pressure and it's stressful to do it in this live class, it's stressful to do it in the exam as well, but you really just have to stay calm and make sure that you're making sense, okay?
yeah.
All right. So you said, well, it varies, but I have to say it has changed in various ways. Reflect the full question. So past half century, how much is half a century?
Half century is like 5 decades. Decades.
5 decades, yeah. 5 decades or 50 years, exactly. So it varies, but I have to say it has changed in various ways over the past 5 decades, sure.
Yeah.
All right. And you said these days it is hard to establish and sustain relationships for long periods of time. I really liked that sentence. I thought the grammar was really great. The vocabulary was great. And what I was hoping for as the listener there is why? Why do you think that it's harder these days to establish and sustain relationships? So what is What is different than 5 decades ago, in your opinion? And it doesn't have to be the truth. It can be absolutely, disagreeable with me, but just an explanation. So why do you think? Why do you think it's hard to
Like
establish or sustain?
because the I can add here one more things like our these days we are much more reliable or depending on social medias to making relationships, but in the past that was not there. So like,
Okay, so I'm continuing with this. So you have to follow through with your logic, okay? So for a candidate like you who has good English, you really have to focus on your communication skill and expressing your logic quickly and succinctly. It means in a brief way, okay? So your answer again was okay, what you told me more, so the social media, but I'm still losing the clarity of your logic. Okay, so these days it is hard to establish and sustain relationships for long periods of time because people depend more on social media. And so just think about the individual, right? So why is it hard for me to sustain a relationship or to establish a relationship using social media? Keep it simple. Why do you think? Why do you think social media might be a bad piece of technology for establishing or sustaining a relationship? Maybe some people are helping you in the chat as well. If you look at the chat, maybe, I'm not sure. Some people I think are losing focus on what they should be focusing on. But why do you think? So why do you think social media?
because like I think especially like using social medias, making relationships is quite harder these days because there is a trust issue.
Good.
So
Stop there. Stop there. Perfect. That will finish your answer. Okay. So for long periods of time, because people depend more on social media, and this creates trust issues.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that's enough for me. I can accept that. Okay. And then you said even in my grandparents' time, and I think that was kind of going off topic. You're stretching out your explanation, your answer. You actually conflicted with yourself. So instead of that, give an example, right? So what is a good example of social media I can immediately think of two. I'm sure you will too. So what is a typical example of social media creating trust issues for people to establish a relationship?
Like this stage navigation.
Sure. The one that comes to mind for me, anyway, and I think some people will agree with me, is people sharing fake information, like fake pictures of themselves,
Yeah.
fake profiles of themselves, right?
Yeah,
I'm
so
a
that's
I'm a beautiful 22-year-old woman. That's it's like no, you're
yeah.
a hairy 40-year-old man. So obviously people are going to have trust issues, right? My friend who contacted a girl that turned out to be a boy.
Yes, like I was planning to say something like that one.
Absolutely, it's totally okay. It's
Yeah.
very clear, right? And of course, we have an immediate, strong example there, and then you're good to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is present perfect, so we're paying attention to present perfect. All is good. We've got a good answer, and we now have a high band score with concise clarity, okay, or clear,
Yeah,
concise
so-
response. Here we go. Let me read this. Repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
So, how have making relationships changed over the past half century? Well, it varies, but if I have to say, it has changed in several ways over the past 5 decades. These days, it has become hard to establish and sustain relationships for longer periods of time because people depend more on social media, and this creates trust issues. Like my friend who contacted a girl through WhatsApp, and in real life, they turned out to be a boy.
Yeah.
Okay. How have making relationships changed over the past half century?
Well, it varies, but it have to. If I have to say, then it has changed in a various way over the past 5 decades. This day, it's hard to establish and sustain relationship for a long period of time because people depends more on social media, and this create trust issue. Like my friends who contacted a girl that turned to be a boy.
Okay, much better, right? So clear, succinct, right? I'm like, oh yeah, that definitely wouldn't have happened necessarily 50 years ago, right? So 50 years ago,
Yep.
people were a little bit more honest with each other as well, and it was a bit harder to fake those kinds of things. So, so yeah, definitely, okay, much better. All right, so focus on
Yeah.
succinct, clear, accurate answers, okay, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, like even like after 2 weeks, I had I booked my IELTS examinations, and that's in after 2 weeks. So I'm quite nervous regarding my speaking.
You don't need to be, Manish. You don't need to be
Yeah.
nervous. I'll tell you why. Okay, I think you're going to do great. Because the good news is you have strong foundation. So you have good vocabulary, you have good pronunciation, good fluency. So you have this. You have the foundations, and 2 weeks is enough time to adjust your communication style. So communication style you can actually adjust quite quickly as long as you practice it. So for the next 2 weeks, just really focus on, okay, answer, explain, example. A is the answer because of B, and C is the example. Just keep practicing that system, okay?
Okay, I will try to improve and hope to see you soon.
Okay, Manisha, remember what Master Yoda says, do not try, but do, okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right, okay. Bye, Manish.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so that was Manish with that answer. Thank you so much, Manish. As students, we are out of time, so I'm going to stop there for now. But you have more questions here about solitude, and practice those, because tomorrow we will have more speaking part 3, and I'm going to come back to these questions about solitude. Okay, so practice these questions, because these will be the questions we are practicing tomorrow. So I'm giving you a heads up. Okay, I'm giving you a little bit of forewarning. So tomorrow at the same time, we're going to practice more speaking, and we're going to focus on these questions here and maybe some more. Maybe I'll add a few more questions to this. So you have a chance to prepare and focus on these strategies and points that I told you about during this class, okay? Hopefully, we will have many of you back tomorrow here with me. Again, if you have questions, shoot me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. And to get all of our materials and videos, join us at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS students. Again, those websites, they are amazing. That's what we are using today. The academic IELTS, which looks like this. Okay, then all you need to do is click the join now button. That's the big red button here to join our premium package. Okay, so that's all you have to do to benefit or start benefiting. Again, visit, join, and come back tomorrow. Be with me for some more speaking. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating. I appreciate that a lot. Pachu, Ravi, Semra, many of you watching. Thank you, members. Rashika, awesome to have you here. Bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow.